This episode is brought to you by Vital Farms. Isn't it bullshit to have to question where your food comes from? At Vital Farms, you can trace your pasture-raised eggs all the way back to the source, the pasture. On the side of each pasture-raised carton of eggs, you'll find the name of the farm where your eggs were laid. And when you look the farm up on their website, you'll get a peek at all the sunshine, fresh air, and open space the hens enjoy. Learn more and find out where to buy them at vitalfarms.com. Vital Farms, keeping it bullshit-free.
Welcome to Daily Leadership Lessons, where we explore the principles, practices, and habits of successful leaders. Each day, we will delve into a new topic that will inspire you to become a better leader. From communication skills to emotional intelligence, from building trust to creating a vision, we will cover it all. Join us on this journey of self-discovery and growth. Let's learn together how to lead with purpose, passion, and clarity.
Embracing diversity, navigating challenges, and implementing inclusive decision-making processes. Navigating the complex landscape of decision-making in organizations requires a deliberate effort to embrace diversity and inclusivity. Inclusive decision-making processes not only foster innovation and creativity, but also ensure that decisions reflect the needs and perspectives of all stakeholders. However, organizations may encounter various challenges when implementing inclusive decision-making practices. These challenges include resistance to change, unconscious biases, lack of diverse representation, communication barriers, and the absence of measurable metrics. In this article, I will explore these challenges in detail and provide strategies to overcome them, enabling organizations to create a culture of inclusive decision-making that drives success and growth. Enhancing decision-making processes. In today's fast-paced and complex business environment, effective decision-making is crucial for organizational success. However, many organizations and teams struggle with inefficient decision processes that hinder progress and limit growth. To overcome this challenge, it is essential to address the root cause of the problem, rather than merely treating the symptoms. By understanding the various aspects of the governance system and implementing strategic changes, organizations can pave the way for improved decision-making processes. Breaking down decision types. The first step towards enhancing decision-making processes is to break down the types of decisions being made throughout the organization. By categorizing decisions based on their nature and impact, leaders can gain a comprehensive understanding of the decision landscape. This categorization helps identify which groups within the organization have the authority and resources to make specific decisions. For example, strategic decisions may rest with top-level executives, while operational decisions may be delegated to middle management or frontline supervisors. Linking decision-makers for effective coordination. Once decision types and responsible groups have been identified, the next crucial step is to establish effective coordination mechanisms. Decision-making is not an isolated activity. It involves collaboration and coordination between various stakeholders. By linking decision-makers across departments and levels, organizations can ensure that decisions are made in alignment with overarching goals and objectives. For instance, regular cross-functional meetings, project management methodologies, or the use of collaborative technology platforms can facilitate seamless communication and coordination among decision-makers. Building metrics to monitor effectiveness. To ensure continuous improvement in decision-making processes, it is essential to establish measurable metrics to monitor their effectiveness. Without clear metrics, organizations are unable to assess the impact of decisions and identify areas for improvement. Metrics can be both qualitative and quantitative, depending on the nature of the decision and its desired outcomes. For example, metrics could include customer satisfaction levels, financial performance indicators, or employee engagement surveys. Regularly reviewing and analyzing these metrics enables leaders to identify patterns, recognize successful decisions, and address areas that require adjustment. Empowering individuals at all levels. An effective decision-making process is not limited to the top tiers of an organization. It permeates throughout all levels. Every individual, whether an enterprise executive or supervisor of a small team, has the power to improve decision-making processes within their sphere of influence. By empowering individuals and teams to make decisions within their area of expertise, leaders can create a culture of accountability and ownership. This distributed decision-making approach not only enhances organizational agility, but also fosters employee engagement and innovation. Case study: fictional XYZ company. To illustrate the practical application of the aforementioned principles, let's consider the case of the fictional XYZ company, a manufacturing firm facing decision-making challenges. Through a comprehensive assessment, XYZ company identified that its decision processes were hindering their ability to respond quickly to market demands and drive innovation. By applying the recommended strategies, XYZ company achieved significant improvements. First, they categorized decisions into strategic, operational, and tactical types, allowing for clear delineation of decision-making authority. This increased accountability and reduced bottlenecks in the decision-making process. They also implemented cross-functional teams and regular coordination meetings to ensure alignment across departments and enable informed decision-making. Moreover, XYZ company developed key performance indicators, KPIs, to measure the effectiveness of decisions. They tracked metrics such as time to market, customer satisfaction, and employee feedback to evaluate the impact of decisions and identify areas for improvement. By monitoring these KPIs, XYZ company was able to make data-driven adjustments to their decision-making processes, resulting in improved efficiency and innovation. Enhancing decision-making processes is a critical endeavor for organizations seeking to thrive in a dynamic business landscape. By identifying the root causes of decision-making inefficiencies and implementing strategic changes, organizations can unlock the path to improvement. Breaking down decision types, linking decision-makers for effective coordination, and building metrics to monitor effectiveness are essential steps towards achieving this goal. Furthermore, empowering individuals at all levels to contribute to the decision-making process fosters a culture of ownership and innovation. Through these efforts, organizations can overcome decision-making challenges and pave the way for sustainable growth and success. Fostering inclusive decision-making. In today's increasingly diverse and interconnected world, organizations must recognize the importance of inclusive decision-making processes. By actively involving input from diverse perspectives, organizations can tap into a wealth of knowledge and experiences, leading to more informed and innovative decisions. Below, I explore strategies that organizations can implement to ensure that decision-making processes are inclusive and embrace diversity. Creating a culture of inclusion to foster inclusive decision-making. Organizations must first cultivate a culture of inclusion. This starts with leadership commitment and the establishment of clear values and principles that promote diversity and inclusion. Leaders should actively communicate the importance of diverse perspectives and create an environment where individuals feel safe and encouraged to express their opinions. By setting the tone at the top, organizations can lay the foundation for inclusive decision-making. Diverse representation in decision-making bodies. One effective way to ensure diverse perspectives are considered is by promoting diverse representation in decision-making bodies. This includes diversifying teams, committees, and task forces responsible for making important decisions. By bringing together individuals with different backgrounds, experiences, and expertise, organizations can benefit from a broader range of insights and ideas. This diversity of thought can lead to more robust and well-rounded decisions. Active listening and valuing different perspectives. Inclusive decision-making requires active listening and valuing different perspectives. Leaders and decision-makers should create opportunities for individuals to share their viewpoints and actively seek out input from underrepresented groups. This can be done through structured feedback sessions, focus groups, or anonymous suggestion boxes. By giving a voice to all employees, organizations can tap into diverse perspectives and challenge existing biases or blind spots. Training and education on unconscious bias. Unconscious biases can unintentionally influence decision-making processes and hinder diversity and inclusion efforts. To mitigate the impact of biases, organizations should provide training and education on unconscious bias awareness. By raising awareness and equipping decision-makers with tools to recognize and address biases, organizations can create a more inclusive decision-making environment. Training programs can include interactive workshops, case studies, and ongoing support to reinforce inclusive practices. Collaborative decision-making processes. Collaborative decision-making processes can also contribute to inclusivity. By involving multiple stakeholders in the decision-making process, organizations can ensure that diverse perspectives are considered. This can be achieved through brainstorming sessions, focus groups, or cross-functional teams. The goal is to foster an environment where individuals feel empowered to contribute their unique insights and challenge the status quo. Measuring and monitoring inclusion metrics to gauge the effectiveness of inclusive decision-making efforts. Organizations should establish metrics to measure progress. These metrics can include diverse representation in decision-making bodies, employee satisfaction surveys, or feedback on the inclusivity of decision-making processes. By regularly monitoring these metrics, organizations can identify areas for improvement and track their progress in creating an inclusive decision-making culture. Embracing diverse perspectives and ensuring inclusive decision-making processes is not only a moral imperative, but also a strategic advantage for organizations. By creating a culture of inclusion, promoting diverse representation, valuing different perspectives, addressing unconscious biases, and fostering collaborative decision-making, organizations can harness the power of diversity to drive innovation and enhance decision outcomes. Through ongoing measurement and monitoring, organizations can continuously improve their inclusive decision-making processes, leading to greater success and sustainable growth in a diverse and complex business environment. Navigating challenges and implementing inclusive decision-making processes. While inclusive decision-making processes are essential for organizational success, organizations may encounter various challenges when implementing them. These challenges can arise due to institutional barriers, resistance to change, and unconscious biases that undermine efforts to embrace diverse perspectives. Below, I explore some potential challenges organizations may face and provide strategies to navigate them effectively. Resistance to change. One of the primary challenges organizations may face when implementing inclusive decision-making processes is resistance to change. Individuals may be accustomed to traditional decision-making structures and may feel threatened by the shift towards inclusivity. To address this challenge, organizations must focus on change management efforts. This includes clear communication, highlighting the benefits of inclusive decision-making, and addressing concerns or fears that individuals may have. By involving key stakeholders in the process and fostering a sense of ownership, organizations can overcome resistance and gain buy-in. Unconscious biases can present a significant challenge to inclusive decision-making. These biases, which are often deeply ingrained and automatic, can unintentionally influence decision outcomes and hinder diversity and inclusion efforts. To mitigate the impact of unconscious bias, organizations should invest in awareness and education programs. by providing training to decision-makers on recognizing and addressing biases. Organizations can create a more inclusive decision-making environment. Additionally, implementing structured decision-making frameworks and processes that promote objectivity and fairness can help counteract unconscious biases. Lack of diverse representation. Another challenge organizations may face is a lack of diverse representation in decision-making bodies. Without diverse perspectives at the table, decision outcomes may be skewed and fail to consider the needs and viewpoints of underrepresented groups. To address this challenge, organizations should actively work towards diversifying their decision-making bodies. This can be achieved through targeted recruitment efforts, mentorship programs, and creating opportunities for individuals from diverse backgrounds to participate in decision-making processes. By ensuring diverse representation, organizations can tap into a broader range of insights and enhance decision outcomes. Communication and collaboration barriers. Effective communication and collaboration are essential for inclusive decision-making processes. However, organizations may face challenges in facilitating open and constructive dialogue among individuals with diverse perspectives. Language barriers, power differentials, and cultural differences can hinder effective communication. To overcome these barriers, organizations should invest in training programs that promote active listening, empathy, and respectful communication. Additionally, creating a safe and inclusive environment where individuals feel comfortable expressing their opinions can foster collaboration and enhance decision-making effectiveness. Lack of measurable metrics. Measuring and monitoring the progress of inclusive decision-making efforts can be challenging if organizations lack appropriate metrics. Without clear metrics, it becomes challenging to assess the impact of efforts and identify areas for improvement. To address this challenge, organizations should develop measurable metrics that align with their diversity and inclusion goals. These metrics can include diverse representation in decision-making bodies, employee feedback on the inclusivity of decision-making processes, and the tracking of decision outcomes. Regularly reviewing and analyzing these metrics can provide insights and drive continuous improvement. Implementing inclusive decision-making processes is essential for organizations to harness the power of diverse perspectives and drive innovation. However, challenges may arise during this process, including resistance to change, unconscious bias, lack of diverse representation, communication barriers, and the absence of measurable metrics. By addressing these challenges through change management strategies, bias awareness programs, diversifying decision-making bodies, fostering effective communication, and establishing measurable metrics, organizations can navigate these obstacles and create a more inclusive and effective decision-making culture. Embracing diversity and inclusion in decision-making processes not only enhances organizational success, but also fosters a culture of equity, collaboration, and innovation. Conclusion. As organizations strive to create an inclusive decision-making culture, they must confront and navigate the challenges that arise along the way. Resistance to change, unconscious biases, lack of diverse representation, communication barriers, and the absence of measurable metrics can hinder progress towards inclusivity. However, by implementing change management strategies, raising awareness of unconscious biases, diversifying decision-making bodies, fostering effective communication, and establishing measurable metrics, organizations can overcome these challenges. Embracing diversity and inclusivity in decision-making not only strengthens decision outcomes, but also fosters a collaborative and innovative organizational culture. By actively addressing these challenges, organizations can pave the way for a future where diverse perspectives and voices are valued, and decision-making processes truly reflect the needs of all stakeholders.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Daily Leadership Lessons. Please share with your colleagues and friends, and please join us again for our next Daily Leadership Lesson. We wish you a productive, effective, and fulfilling day.